family, it's your girl Monica. We're back for the third look in our 13 Days of Halloween series with the Button-Eyed Coraline. This one is inspired by the little doll she has in the movie, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Let's get started. I'm just gonna start taking off my face makeup and eyebrows, then using an Elmer's glue stick, we're gonna block out our brows, so put as many layers as you need on your brows, comb the little hairs up. Then while that's drying, I'm just getting my hair out of the way, putting a wig cap on. And then we're taking that color correcting palette using the peach shade to conceal our brows to start with. Blend that in. And then we're taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, any kind of like thick concealer you got. Put that over that and then just dab that in. And then we're setting that all with some setting powder. I'm then just going in with some foundation, putting this over my face. Having a quick little existential crisis. And we're back. We're just going in and blending that into our skin. Then using this like taupey brown shade, we're going to use this to contour our nose. So Coraline's nose is a little bit kind of like a button nose, so we're going to kind of mimic that shape as well by creating a little circle on the tip of the nose. Once we got our contour shades down, I'm then going in with some translucent setting powder and just using this to kind of bake the negative areas on the sides, on the bridge, and on the tip of the nose there. Brush off any excess after letting it sit for a little bit. I'm also using the same shade to kind of shape in and strengthen the jawline here. And then I decided to kind of go down the sides of the neck a little bit, give it a little shadow there. Once I'm done with all that, I'm then just going ahead and starting to sketch out the brow shape that we're going to be doing today. Once I got that shape down, I'm just taking a brown cream paint, putting that on a little angled brush and then filling in those brows with that. Then just taking some concealer on a concealer brush, I'm using this to just clean up all those edges. I'm then going in with a concealer and a smaller brush and just using this to kind of create little vertical lines down the brow. We're then going to be taking the Urban Decay Wired palette and then combining these three shades. We're mixing those together, packing that on a brush onto our cheeks, dragging that up to our hairline, really just blowing it out, putting a little bit of this on the tip of our nose as well, and then just going in and kind of blending out those edges a little bit. I'm then taking these two House Labs lip pencil shades. One of them's a little bit of a deeper kind of nude pink, so we're putting that on the edge of our lips to line them, and then using the lighter one on the center and then blending those two together. And then using a dark brown eyeshadow, I'm using this to create kind of like a Chelsea grin on either side of my mouth. Once I'm done with that, I'm going back in with that cream brown paint and using this to create faux freckles on my cheeks. Kind of going a little bit bigger, not making them super natural looking. I kind of want them to be a little bit more cartoony and obvious. And then using the brush to kind of buff them in a little bit. And then we're taking that water activated brown paint and putting this on a brush and just spritzing that all over just to kind of give ourselves a slightly more gritty appearance, but not going too overboard with it because we don't want it to get too messy. But if you want to do that, you definitely can. I'm then going back in with that brown shadow and just placing this on the center of my lips to connect both corners. Then taking a black water activated face paint, I'm kind of creating these little simple stitching effects on each side of the mouth slits here. And then once that's dry, I'm then going over the top of that with some white water activated face paint. Then just to kind of darken the inner corners of my eyes, I'm going in with a dark brown shadow and just placing that in there. Now before we put our button eyeballs on, we're doing a quick wardrobe change. Placing some Prozade down along the inner kind of ridge area between my eye socket and the bridge of my nose. But before we get to this point, I'm going to show you how we made our buttons. So I just have a tub of hot water ready here, and then I'm putting some polymorph plastic into the water, waiting until those pellets are translucent. Once they are, I'm just kind of taking some of them out, flattening it down on a flat surface, and then kind of rounding out the edges, trying to make a button shape essentially. Once I kind of got the shape I like, I'm then actually taking a chopstick and using this to pierce the holes into the polymorph plastic. So while it's still soft and malleable, you want to make sure you're doing this, getting that shape you want again. Once you're good, it should look something like this. Obviously create two of them, and when it's hardened and solid, it should look like this. I then went and spray painted both of the buttons with just some black spray paint. Let that dry overnight, and then you're good to go. You are now button-eyed Coraline. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining us again for the third look in our 13 Days of Halloween series. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you have not already, and become part of the Creep family. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Mwah.